I'm very honored to introduce to you Don Fields of Fragile Storm. I saw this trailer and I immediately said, I want to see this, except I thought it was going to be a feature, and then I was a little disappointed that it was only 10 minutes, but it's still 10 minutes of a lot of really good stuff called Fragile Storm. Tell us about it.
Yes. Well, Fragile Storm, at the heart of it, is a short film about promises and what lengths you might go to keep a really important promise to someone that you love. That's the ultimate story behind it. But when the movie starts out, you kind of think it's one thing, and then you realize it's something else. And there's a twist there that obviously we don't want to give away. But
you have to watch, and it's only 10 minutes, so it's not that hard to get to that point. Yeah,
7.5 without credits.
Oh,
so
yes. Okay, all right.
For you short attention spanners.
And we're here with Jody Jaress. Now, Jody, you're in the film as well. You know, when you first got this project presented to you and you read it, what did you think?
Oh, I cried. I cried. I did. And I thought, oh, I really want to do this film. I really want to do it. Please let the audition go well.
And it did.
Thank you.
What happened when you first saw her?
Well, not to give too much away, but we were looking for an older actress to play, have a certain physical resemblance to someone else. And so it was very, very hard. It took us 1.5 years actually to find Jody. Really? I don't know if you even know that.
Okay.
Yeah. Good. Yeah. Yeah, it turned out to be kind of a physical thing that was a big part of it. But in addition to that, the actress also had to have amazing chops.
Right. Yeah.
And she does.
And Jody does.
Thank you. Thank you.
So
I had to be able to talk and walk and chew gum at the same time.
Right.
Yeah, and this happened like a week before we were shooting.
Really?
Found her. It was down to the wire.
What would you have done if you didn't find her? Like just insert a 3D
CGI,
model?
CGI.
Wow,
maybe the film wouldn't get made yet. Like, I don't know.
It would have been longer than what it actually took. Really, from the start?
It would have been 4 years before we got it made. Yeah, it took 3 years to get the film made.
Now, and people kind of don't translate that because they say, well, wait a minute, it's a 10-minute short and it took 3 years. What is a lot of that time doing?
Well, we had a lot of stops and starts. For some reason, this particular film just seemed to be cursed from the start. Like everything that you could think to go wrong went wrong.
It's a storm. Nobody wants to bring a fragile storm to.
Exactly. But you know, it's one of those pieces where we just stuck with it. Where like the script is too good, the concept, the story, the message. It's like I almost felt at one point I'm not going to my grave until I make this film. And I literally meant that. Yeah. And so we just stuck with it, and we just kept going until we had the right people and the right situation and the right time, and it all magically came together last September.
Interesting. So it was at that time. And it's funny because a lot of people actually, you know, they think out of the door, oh, I've written it, I can cast it, and then just put it out there. And, you know, sometimes it's not that simple, but sometimes we learn a lot through that process of moments of failure. You know, I always say that you get the success from failures. What were some failures that you had to go through in your career in order to...
Jody's like, where did she start? Yeah. Well, I will tell you this. I've been a producer for 20 years. Okay. And when we first started trying to make the film, we hired 3 different directors that just for one reason or another just didn't work out. They were changing the vision. They weren't sticking with the script, all these various reasons. And so my team said to me, why don't you just step up and direct it? And I hadn't directed anything in 20 years. So I'm like, oh my gosh. So I did it, and I wasn't ready for it, and I wasn't ready to handle all the failures and the things that went wrong on set, and it shut down.
Wow.
And yeah, that was a big lesson, and I had to deal with that and take on all the responsibility of that. You know, as the director, everything's on you, regardless of whether it's actually your fault.
That was very brave and courageous of you. I mean, you know, when you know that something's not going in the right direction or the way you really envision it, to have the guts to go ahead and say, I'm sorry, money, no money, whatever, we got to stop because this isn't it.
Yeah, because
this isn't it.
We had tens of thousands on the line. We were on set with a crew of 40 people. We were halfway into shooting, and I pulled my team aside and I said, guys, the script deserves better than what's happening to it.
Wow.
And everybody agreed and said, you're right. Everyone agreed, no questions. And so we shut it down.
Me.
That was before Jody, yes.
The magic.
It wasn't the acting.
It was also you not, you know, us responding to the earlier auditions, evidently.
I didn't know about it then. But you know what? You know, it brings the right people together if you have the patience or if you trust enough in your own voice to say, no, there's something out there. It's not ready. It's not the time. It's not the moment. It's just not the mix.
You can't settle for mediocrity.
Interesting.
You just can't. You have to, everything I do, I try to do the best I can possibly do it, and I don't stop until I get there.
Well, you can tell that. Again, you can see the trailer in its full entirety. And how can people find out more information on Fragile Storm?
FragileStorm.com is our website where they should go. And we're screening here at La Femme tomorrow at 12 o'clock noon.
Yay.
And so come out for that. And yeah, I just want to wrap that up real quick by saying, you know, I spent the next year after that directing anything I could, volunteer stuff, non-paid stuff. I directed like 7 other shorts to prepare myself to relaunch this film properly. And that's what I did, and that's what we did.
She knew what she wanted.
I did.
I
But
mean,
that's what I
we
did.
showed up, and she knew what she wanted, and she had all the people around her that she knew would give her what she wanted, and the vision,
It was
and
a
maybe a little more.
It was a perfect storm,
Yeah.
if it were.
And you, and
on
you
that
got her, you got Lance Henriksen. I mean, I'm excited to see this. Very good. Congratulations on all you're doing, and do more of it, okay?
And I do want to say Lance is absolutely amazing in this film. If you think you know Lance Henriksen, you don't till you see this film.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Yeah, Aliens got nothing on this film.
Yeah, Aliens, Frank Black. I know Millennium's doing to come back and all that kind of stuff, but you'll love him in this film.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you.